a very good first episode of The Vase. I'm Stephen Spates, and for this very first episode, I'm going to interview local artist Hans Roth from the Buffalo, New York area. This is beautiful.
That's off the coast. It's an oil on canvas, and it's off the coast of Negril, Jamaica.
Wow.
Did you paint it? Were you there when you painted it?
No, I did it from a grouping of photographs that I took while I was down there. Same with the one next to it. And this is the first mate of a schooner that I was on during a sunset cruise, the same day as the oil painting previously. And that's also in Negril, Jamaica.
Great detail on this.
That's a pastel painting. And the really unusual thing about this is the cutaway, for anybody who knows guitars. The cutaway actually doesn't stop here. It drops down right into the body, and it even has a thumb groove.
Thumb groove?
Mm-hmm.
A thumb groove
Wow.
in the neck so that you can reach all the way down to the 24 frets.
Wow.
And I never knew who made this guitar. I got it around 1974. And then my son, about 15 years ago maybe, found one of these guitars in a centerfold of a book at Barnes & Noble. A book called History of the American Guitar, and there it was in a centerfold.
Mm-hmm.
Only instead of the 12-string, it was an 18-string. And he was never really that well known until long after his death. And I had the good fortune of talking with him for about an hour on the phone in Wichita after my son found him in this hardcover book.
That's awesome.
And I looked it up, and old lady answered the phone, and it happened to be his wife. She said, "Oh, you want to talk to my husband?" And I said, "Do I?" But he passed away since.
Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Peter, Paul, and Mary, I did that probably when I was about 13 or 14 years old. If you noticed, I did that with a charcoal pencil, and if you notice, all three of them signed it.
Wow. How did you get to see them? How did, I mean, you obviously met them. Where did you meet them?
They played, for a few years, they played every year at Kleinhans Music Hall, right around Christmas time. And the first year I got 2 of their autographs, and the third year I got the third one.
What year?
I'd say it has to be around 63-ish, 64. and very happy to have gotten a portrait of Igor Stravinsky in the act of conducting, and he is giving life to two of the dancers of his ballet Petrushka. And as the story goes, the showman in Petrushka, who traveled from town to town in the Balkans, was arrested for enslaving people. And at the end of the story, they weren't people after all. One of the dolls was cut open and filled with straw. And because I saw him as the creator in the background in graphite pencil, I have obviously a sketch of the fresco from Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel, The Creation of Adam. So I tied all that together in a fit of madness.
Do you come up with your whole idea before you start, or do you just start on a piece and it...
Well, it's not always the same. You know, sometimes I'm inspired by other images that I see. Lately, my recent works have been more coming out of my mind than other images so much.
Okay.
Because I have been working abstract in the last few years. I got to tell you, abstract is the most difficult to work in. Much more difficult than the realist and surrealist stuff, because it does come straight out of your subconscious.
Right.
Which I've been working with controlling my dreams for the last couple of years, successfully, but it takes a lot of practice. You know.
Self-taught?
Pretty much. I've read up about it, but I'm pretty much self-taught. I do it every night when I go to bed.
Set the intention ahead of time?
Yeah. Yeah. I set the images ahead of time, and then the images carry into the dream.
Yeah, I used to have horrible nightmares, and it kind of, out of that, sort of did the controlling dream thing.
Well, that's the thing, is that during your so-called conscious state, you know, you think of, you think of all kinds of things.
Right.
But when you go to bed, sometimes the negative things carry into there without your knowledge.
Exactly.
And with dream control, which I've been practicing for a couple of years now, it's wonderful because when you close your eyes, or when I close my eyes, images start to appear, and on the insides of my eyelids. This is a self-portrait. Actually, I was that handsome at one time.
See?
But if you see the image over here, the profile, the hair is trees. This is all from my backyard when I lived in Colorado. And if you look at the hawk, soaring bird, whatever, that just came out of my imagination. That's the same as the hair, like an ink blot. You see the profile repeated here in the branch?
Oh yeah, my God, you got the profile of this, and it goes right over here.
And And up here we have one of the birds, which is repeated across my eyes down there, and that's all pen and ink and dots, and the rest of that is pencil, graphite pencil.
How'd you come up with that? Did it just dawn on you to do it? Did you think about it? Did you?
Who knows? It
just happened.
Yeah,
just happened
out of my head. Is a collaboration between myself and one of my best friends, Alvin Romance, who hand drew the graphic work, believe it or not. And I drew the hands right down to the fingerprints, if you can get close to it. Those are my hands.
Right here?
Your official fingerprints?
Yeah, they're my fingerprints.
But yeah, your detail work is amazing.
And that's called The Five Senses, and I believe we did that one in 1971.
That is really impressive.
That's a study that I did for, and I got the other piece of Frank Zappa, which I'm a huge fan of, The Yellow Shark in Post-Industrial America, which was his last album and last concert before he died.
Make sure you get the fin.
And look at that. There it is. There's the fin. The yellow shark. Well, yeah, there's that one. If you look at the album, the only similarity is the triangle, and mine is upside down, and the rainbow prism coming into it. Other than that, it's very different. There's another one. Flower bud. However, if you have a bit of an erotic sense.
I'm not going to say where I was going, so.
Good. You don't have.
Where were you going?
Detroit.
This looks musical. To me, it's
the title is Bass.
All right.
It's a bass clef. Mark loves this.
Mark sees that when he plays.
I know. He has inspired it.
Yeah, I've had a conversation with him. It's like, what do you see when you're playing? And it's like, is it colors? And he just kind of looked at me like, how do you know that?
That one's a little brainy.
I could use some of those. No hitting me. There you go.
And this is the finished.
Oh, man.
This is a finished yellow shark.
Frank Zappa?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, man.
Yeah.
You see that turn again.
Man, I thought I lost these.
Well, I'm glad you found.
Oh, I'm glad you came over so I could find them.
Just got done editing our very first episode of The Vase. Hans Roth, you can contact him on Facebook. That's Hans Roth at facebook.com, and we'll have more information about Hans and his work on The Vase. And you can go to Facebook for the Vase. Vase at facebook.com. Or is it the other way around? I don't know. I'm very unprofessional. I also want to thank my dear friend, Christy. What's your last name again? What is it?
Pelikovich.
That's right, because I can't announce it either correctly. And she's fervently working on computer, not looking up porn. For the Vase, and my co-host Christy, which I will not pronounce her name, I'm Stephen Spates. Be good, have fun, and if you're in the Northeast, pray that spring comes soon.